Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. This is a re-record of a video that was supposed to go up yesterday for canned pumpkin. About the time I had the video recorded and was getting ready to upload, I lost my internet connection due to a thunderstorm, and so I just decided if I've got to upload it this morning late, I'm going to upload it in its completion. When I did yesterday's video, I only had a sample of what I was working with this kit. And while the internet was down, I sat down and I got everything done, and I made 74 pieces. Is that right? No, 34 pieces. So I got quite a bit out of this kit. Now, if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is a monthly subscription box from Stampin' Up!, where you get everything in the box that you need to make the projects that they suggest. Unless you want to modify something, you don't even need scissors. So, well, I modified everything in this kit this time. So my paper trimmer got a workout, and as well as bringing in a couple other items to work with. Along with You Are My Anchor, let's start with what was in the kit. You got the, let me move the box out of the way. You got the photopolymer stamp set. Bring it up close so you can see. You got Island Indigo stamp, or ink, spot. 20 card bases, 20 printed envelopes, 6 die cut elements, 4 printed box bases, 4 printed box lids, 7 yards of rope trim, which was this twine, baker's twine, 100 adhesive dots, and 100 mini dimensionals. Now, with what I was doing, I did wind up going back through and changing a little bit and having to use more dots, but they give you full step-by-step instructions of how to work with everything. And if you're, as a first-time box, you also get a clear block to use with the stamp set. After that, you just get the stamp set. There is always a stamp set and an ink spot in each kit. And I chose to also bring in the Come Sail Away Designer Series papers, and I know I've got a little bit of a glare there, to work with. I used this front and back, and this front and back. I stuck with the blues in this kit. And I also brought in the Come Sail, or the Sailing Home clear stamp set that also came out. Actually, it came out in 2019-2020, so it was in last spring's Celebrations catalog. So, what did I do with all of these items? As I said, I made 34 pieces. When I started yesterday with the other video, I only had like 5 samples of what I had done with the kits. And then I wound up with going through, and I made 17, and then I turned around and duplicated them so that I can send a set of these to my friend Melissa for her lighthouse journal that she's working on, and kept 17 for me to use in Bob's kit. So we have this one, and I'm going to see how far up here I can go. We have that one, and we have this one. This one I deconstructed an envelope. And this is the flap on the envelope. Let me see if I can find an envelope here. This is the flap on the envelope. I deconstructed one of the envelopes and used the flap here. You'll see where I've also used the inside of the envelope on other ones. And I only glued it on the bottom and the 2 sides so that I could tuck this in. This was the die cut circle. The anchor was die cut. Excuse me. That we got with the kit. These were also the die cuts, these smaller circles. And this was one of the cards. I wish I'd have kept one of everything as I was going through, but I was determined to just work through this kit. But the other half of this card does not have the hearts, and you'll see one of those in a minute, which is right here. This is the other side, doesn't have the hearts on it. I wrapped this in twine. This was one of the card bases, and I cut a piece of pool party construction paper. And that's the other thing in the kits. They will tell you, I don't know where that paper went, but it will tell you what Stampin' Up! Colors of cardstock coordinate with the kit. So I pulled out Pool Party for that one. Here's the inside, the major inside of that card base, or that envelope rather. This would be the inside of the front. And this one I stamped the lighthouse in the Island Indigo and wrapped it with twine. This is also another one of the card bases that they had. This was one of the card bases, did the same thing, but left it, this was one of their suggested ideas. But I left the card whole, rounded the corners of the back, and just tucked it into here. You could glue this down, and it could be a flip up in a journal. And then this is part of that, one of the sheets from that Come Sail Away paper that I cut out the rope and attached it to the front, and then I made a pull tab and just a little journaling spot on there. So there's that one. I'm going to tuck this under this away. This one I did with it to go to the side and flip this away and come out. And when I talk about that this was part of the flap, this was this part here, this was the back side of the front of the envelope. On the inside, you'll see that it's like that all the way down. So I deconstructed just about everything in this kit. And I'll move these out of the way. Let's move the booklet parts out of the way. And then I did the same thing with the orange one. Cut the card base in half, rounded the corners, and mounted it to the front of the envelope. I wrapped twine around one of the, I guess I used all of those, around one of the life buoys and stamped "You Are a Lifesaver." And then the envelope pocket is still here that you could put something in. Another one of the life buoys. Now these mats were from another card kit a couple of years ago, and I used it as a base because I just thought it fit really well with this kit. And you'll see another one of those here in a minute. And this is another one of the card bases, just cut in half, because they were all 3x3, 3.5 by 3.5 note cards. This is the other half of this one, so it would have been like this. And I cut it down, added a piece of the Pool Party, wrapped that in twine, and another of the life buoys. This is another one of the empty pockets that I put card base, so this would have been one side of the card base, and this would have been the other side. And again, I used the dimensionals to pop up the lighthouse. This is another one of the tags that I brought in from that other kit. And I cut, again, this is an envelope flap, just glued on two sides. And I didn't make it a really deep tuck, just enough to hold this. And this stamp, "Let Hope Be Your Anchor Through the Storms of Life," came from that Sailing Home stamp kit. And then I have, I'm trying to see how far over here I can get my husband's. There we go. I can slide that one in. It's not on the paper, but you can see it. Then I had, these were bands. They were really wide. This was one of the widest ones, and it was double, and I'm not sure what the purpose of the band was. I can't find my sheet here now that I had just a minute ago to see what it was they were doing with it. Huh. You know, just had that. There it is. Oh, these were to wrap. These were to slide on the boxes. These were the box sleeves to keep the box closed. And I cut them apart, used the Pool Party, another one of those tags, some more of the rope. And then this was the tabs on the box, where when you fold the box together and you tuck your tabs in, I run those through my Xyron so that they'd stick, and made pull tags on that. And that's just, it can be a nice little corner tuck spot on a journal. I'm going to come up here just a little bit. This can be a tuck spot on a journal in a corner. This one I cut down quite a bit so that this would fit on here, and added the lighthouse. And I noticed that lighthouse is a little wavy in the ocean. And this one, just a quick journaling spot, Adventure Awaits, which is from the included stamp set. And then I had this, I watched a video yesterday from Paper Inspiration, I believe. I will leave a link to her channel down below where she made these cute little pockets. Let me see if I've got one that's not glued together here. I thought I had left a couple unglued from... We can use this one. Here's one. No, I glued that one too. That one's mine too. Okay. You take a 6x6 piece of paper, score it at the 3-inch mark, and then you cut up just to about the 3-inch mark. So you've got a 3-inch square here. And then you take and flip this one over and glue it on 2 sides. Create your little thumb punch, and then you've got a place. Let's see if what did I do with one of those tags? There it is. Then you have a place to stick a tag. Now you can glue this to the page, and then this will flip over like this, and you've got a full journaling spot on the back. And what I did was, this one I went ahead and made a tag. This one I flipped over, but this is going to be mine because I managed to get some glue goober on there somehow. So I'm going to take that out. We'll go over here with this one. This one will fit in there. This will be glued down, and then this flips over, and you've got this whole back side to do something with. And what I did with one of them, probably on one of my other ones here. This one I forgot that this one will glue down this way, have the place for the tag, flip it over, and I added a piece of journaling paper here, which is from a steno book, and then I stamped Set Sail in the Direction of Your Dreams from that other stamp set, added in the sailboat from the inclusion stamp set, and we've got that one there. So lots of things for Melissa to play with. I love this with the lighthouses. I'm also going to include a 6x6 piece of each of the papers from this kit. The lighthouses, the stripes, and that compass one in with the kit. And then I'm also going to add in for Melissa is I'm going to stamp the library card. And I went through and I found on Goodreads a list of books that either is about lighthouses or has lighthouses in the title. And I'm going to write the author and the title on the library card, and I'm going to send her several of those as well to include in her journal about lighthouses. So, that is my paper pumpkin, all broke down and ready to go. Now, since this is going up on Monday, and I had told you that the flip through of my other journal was going to go up today, I'm not going to attempt to try and do 2 videos uploading today. So, today, Monday, 1st of March, you are getting the canned paper pumpkin you were supposed to get yesterday. Tomorrow will be the flip through of my February journal. And then Wednesday will be my March birthday and anniversary cards, which should have been going up tomorrow. So, I'm a day behind on all my videos this week, but we're going to get caught up, I promise. Just not sure how. Just give me a minute, and I'll figure it out. In the meantime, if you've been to my channel before, thanks again for stopping in. If you're new for my channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button, because every Saturday, I do Shout Out Saturday, where I will draw 5 names from my subscriber bucket and send the rest of our subscribers over to check out and see what you're doing. I think that's it. We're starting out really cold this morning. We're due for more weather today, which is appropriate because today begins begins Emergency Preparedness Month in Missouri, and I'm not sure where else. So please go in and check out the Emergency Preparedness website. I will also link their channel down below, and make sure that as we go into tornado season, and even prepping for hurricane season, and whatever the emergency type situations that could happen in your area, that you are prepared. I think one of the things that really, the whole snowstorm thing caught Texas by surprise, because that's not something they deal with. They're used to hurricane season. They're used to having, a few days supply of maybe things, depending on where they are in Texas. But Central Texas is not used to any of these types of things that some of us are emergency prepared for. And I think had some of them been better prepared, then they would have not been quite as in as much trouble as they were. I don't fault them. Please understand. I'm just saying, everyone, regardless of where you live, needs to stop and take a moment to think about, what would we do if this happened here? Then visit the emergency preparedness site, check out their recommendations, and lay in some non-perishables, plenty of water. Make sure you have extra blankets, and maybe even an alternate source of heat. If you have a fireplace that you don't normally use, get that chimney cleaned and have it ready to go. Lay in a couple of bags of charcoal. Don't count on a gas grill because your gas is going to run out. Lay in a couple of bags of charcoal so you can cook something on the grill. Cold, yes, but at least you'll have a hot meal. And we will get ready for any emergency. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. I will see you tomorrow with the Find It, Finish It February Just Junk Journal Challenge journal that I have put together in 3 days. Thanks for joining me. Creative blessings.